at least. Go ahead, guys.
Oh, I want to say, I think I was trying to get to the point where we've lived in an age where the expectations and the redefinition of what liberalism is has been force-fed to people, and there's no real critical thinking about any of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I kind of went off on a tangent, but that was my point I was trying to bring back. You know, I sit here and I know this just seems like a waste of my time, but I have people that I speak to every day that are firmly in the Clinton camp. But when I talk to them, and then I talk to other people that share, like, 180-degree ideological difference. I try to establish things that are, what's the legal term for facts that everybody agrees upon before you go before the judge. Okay, these are the facts, and these are the facts that are in dispute, right?
Stipulated.
There you go,
You have a
stipulated
stipulated
facts.
agreement.
Stipulated agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
So car accident, two cars made contact, that's a stipulated fact. So the point is, when you try to do that, you'll see that the difference between somebody like myself and somebody from the right, we may agree on something, but a Clinton supporter won't. And then I'll agree with something with a Clinton supporter, but they won't agree between the person on the right. And what it is it's almost like almost Orwellian, I think, because I say we have corporate corruption, and the person on the right agrees with that. But when I mention Clinton, the person on the right, they just don't like Clinton, but they agree with the evidence that you'll put forth before them, right? But then the person on the left who's a Clinton supporter, they will bend over backwards to say that Clinton has nothing to do with that. She's not corporate. That's just all a right-wing attack. And then on the other hand, if you mention climate
Mm-hmm.
change, all of a sudden, the person that's a Clinton supporter, they readily agree with climate change. And then the right winger says that's all just made up, blah 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 blah. So we're all dealing with like almost like a different set of facts that we're all operating with, and it's not something that you can really change minds with on easy terms, because in order for a debate to work, we all have to agree on a certain set of facts, and then we kind of dispute about either the conclusions you draw from those facts or something else. But you can't be there telling one person the sky is blue, and then another person comes and says the sky is green, and another person comes and says the sky is red, and none of y'all will ever agree that the sky is one color or the other.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That is, yeah, no, that's a product of the right propaganda machine that has been so effective over the last 35 years that we now no longer agree on fundamental truths. Like, we don't agree that the sky is blue anymore, right? That's something that if they wanted to challenge, they have conditioned their supporters so much that they could actually quite literally challenge that notion. And that's really problematic. But I don't put that on the right alone. I put that on a left that has been kowtowing to that type of propaganda because they've been fearful of unleashing the force of progressivism, because they know progressivism is going to challenge their DLC, moderate triangulation, neoliberalism
Mm-hmm.
politics. So they've kept all their strong voices at bay as long as they could for their own self-preservation. And in that absence, in that power gap, you had the Rush Limbaughs, the Sean Hannitys, all the rest of them just push America to the right end of stupidity, to where now there's no fundamental truth that they can't challenge, where we could at least have a starting point for a decent conversation.
But guess what? You can't blame that all on the right, because the point I was saying is this also exists on the left. And
Yep.
that's my point. You have people that will say Republicans are corrupt because they take too much money from big businesses.
Mm-hmm.
But then somehow Democrats aren't corrupt when they take money from big business. Now, Republicans may take it from extractive industries, and Democrats may take it from high tech and large financial institutions. But the money, if it's corrupting on the Republican side, it would also be corrupting on the Democratic side. And there's the disconnect there. And just because there's no, somebody meeting with somebody in Denny's exchanging briefcases of money, and you can prove some kind of quid pro, they're just a little bit smarter with it. They just don't get caught with their pants down, right? Obviously, not every Republican does either, because that's illegal and they would be up on charges.
I mean, no doubt on that. I mean, no doubt you have. I think that's the level of political ignorance that no one wants to admit exists inside of their own ranks, right? There's a level of political ignorance and unwillingness to find out more for fear of what that truth is going to reveal to them. That's what you get on in all these cases where people can honestly believe that the campaign finance will our contributions will not pervert Hillary Clinton, but it's going to pervert everyone else. It's this willingness to go the extra mile for their team, to believe that their team is pure and that everyone else is the devil. It's not just political. It's almost religious zealotry, right? It's everyone is evil except for my chosen candidate, and that never allows them the moment of reflection to look in the mirror and say, yeah, I've got some messed up crap in my calculus too. And that's just how America is played. That's how we've played politics in America for a long time. That's how religion goes in America. That's how, hell, relationships go. It's not even America. It's human nature. It's like a fundamental human nature characteristic where we are going to stretch ourselves to keep ourselves from ever having to admit to ourselves that there's something wrong with ourselves. And I really didn't mean to say it like that, but there you go.